This is a video review of the Miele G7560 SCVi dishwasher. You may have seen another video on my channel, or subscribers will certainly know I fitted a different model last year, so that was 7362. So that was more of the baseline of these AutoDos dishwashers. Unfortunately, that went wrong in March this year, something to do with the internal pressure sensor. So that was really a bit disappointing, but I upgraded models and went for kind of one that wasn't on the baseline of their AutoDos dishwashers. So this, as I said, is G7560. First obvious upgrade you can see glowing there is that it's got internal lighting, or their brilliant lights as they call it. Now, does a dishwasher need lights? Well, it's certainly nice to have, much like on the dryer and washer. Once you've had it, you do kind of start to enjoy it because you can really see what's gone on in there. And it kind of comes on anytime you open the door, in addition with this lovely glowing logo. Main feature of these models, I guess, is the PowerDisk. So I'm not going to open that now, because if you open it, the dishwasher thinks you've replaced it. But basically in there is this disc full of powdered dishwasher detergent. And when the dishwasher's going at a predetermined time, that will spin around, and then the powder actually shoots out of that. And as you can see, this bottom spray arm has an extra kind of hole there, which actually shoots up there just to wash out any powder. So I've been using this dishwasher now for a good couple of months, and I have to say, really enjoy the PowerDisk. It's nice just to kind of set it and forget, not have to worry about putting any detergent in. It does get things nice and clean. The only thing I have to say is my knives are rusting a bit, the sort of sharp kitchen knives. Now, obviously, that's probably attributed to the steel. They weren't the most expensive knives. I do find putting them lower down has kind of eradicated that, but that's the only thing I'm finding at the moment. There's a bit of rust there. I do intersperse that with the Magnum Classic from Aldi. Now, that's just a plain tablet, so that's not an all-in-one. So I still use rinse aid and salt, which is just under the bottom tray there. Now that these Magnum Classic actually had I'm sure which Best Buy or something a few years ago. They're actually really good tablets, so I tend to intersperse just to kind of you know, save on these. I'm still using the free quantity. I think it was about 6 months worth that they give you. Whether or not I'll continue, we will see. I think these are about £14 or something in the UK, so they are expensive. But that includes everything, so they are a sort of all-in-one. You could, therefore, not put salt or rinse aid in, but as I say, because I intersperse, I tend to keep putting rinse aid and salt in. The basket design of this dishwasher is really fantastic. So the baseline model that I had before didn't have any of the features that I'm about to describe. First of all is this nice kind of stainless steel handle bit that didn't, and really for the price point, you know, for a dishwasher that's over £1,000, you want some kind of nice details on there, so that's nice. So this is their Maxi Comfort basket design, I believe they call it. So first off, we have this thing here, which I quite enjoy because it fits your bottles. So I've always kind of got a sports bottle on the go, and it's nice that there's a kind of dedicated site for that. Next, you'll see are these fold down regions here. So that clips up, and that can hold kind of small plasticware or anything that's quite light and will kind of fly away. Next, these lovely grips. So this is for tall glassware and tall wine glasses. Now I've got one of my wine glasses here, and they're pretty tall, so they tend not to fit so well in the second drawer there, but they do fit quite well in here and just clip nicely. This is a sort of soft silicone, so they just clip nicely in there. I believe this is for sort of 2 rows, so you could have wine glasses and maybe stack champagne glasses on there. And then again, there's a dedicated program for this, because I would have thought it must reduce the pressure a bit. You wouldn't ordinarily be putting stemware on the bottom shelf. So it's really versatile. Also down here, you can see anything yellow is adjustable. So these spikes actually fold down. So that instantly creates loads of space down there, perhaps for a big pot or something. And those are adjustable as well. Same for up here. So obviously those yellow tabs, you can fold the spikes down and fit something bigger in between here. Height adjustable with that. And then there's a flex care glass holder here. So that is also for stemware. But as I said, my wine glasses are pretty tall, so I haven't really tended to use that very much, at least for glasses. It is kind of a nice little shelf. If you've got short cups under there, you can tend to throw, you know, a big utensil or something there. Finally, we have the cutlery drawer, which is the very top third drawer here. Now, I really like this. I was a bit dubious at first, only ever owned dishwashers with cutlery baskets, but this is so much easier to load. It's kind of, you know, quite high up from where you'd be unstacking things, and it's also really easy to unload. So obviously if you group everything together, all your knives, spoons and forks, you can literally just grab them all by the handle and then throw them in the drawer. So it makes for an easier life than having to rake through a kind of messy basket, and particularly with sharp knives hiding in there. I like this bit too because it's deep, so that will hold, you know, a whisk or a big ladle, and then you can swing that across so it kind of fits taller things in there. So if you've got some tall tumblers, say. So this model is super flexible, and I would have to say there's not probably a thing that I can't fit in here. So onto using the dishwasher then. Probably worth noting that the PowerDisk rotates automatically, I think every 24 hours. So you hear this sort of whirling noise, and if you do open the door, you'll see this disc kind of rotating, and it does that to stop the powder inside from clumping, because I guess, you know, it is a kind of in a humid environment. Over to using the dishwasher then. I really love this black gloss display, and to be honest was one of the main reasons why I chose it. I just really like that design, and the light up logo is pretty neat as well. Compared to the first version I had, I think because it's got the lights and this light up logo, it's almost in a kind of semi-ready state, so it turns on really quickly. The first model I had without these lights was really slow and unresponsive when you turned it on. So as you can see, I've got a little error message there about the power disk being almost empty. Will actually tell you when it's completely empty, and by default then the AutoDos turns off until you replace it. So programs, Echo's one probably I use if I just have you know, loads of plates and cutlery. Probably wouldn't use it on any pots or pans. And as you can see, that one lasts 4 hours, so that's really an overnighter. Tend to put it on before bed, and then everything is ready in the morning to be unloaded. Drying performance, I have to say, isn't probably this dishwasher's strongest point. It's okay, probably the worst on Echo. Things are just slightly a bit wet, things like plasticware and the tops of cups maybe need a little bit of a dry, but it's nothing, you know, to be too concerned about. Auto is probably the program I use the most. So this will automatically assess how dirty the dishes are. So it starts off with a pre-wash. I've yet to have it do a pre-wash. Very often it automatically flips over to just the main wash then. And the good thing about using Auto is, depending on how dirty the dishes are, it will then dose the power disk accordingly. So you're actually saving some power disk powder there, as opposed to just a set amount. It's not going to use any more than it needs. So I do tend to use Auto the most. If I do put some pots and pans in the Auto program, I'll use the intent zone. So that's just telling the dishwasher that, you know, perhaps things are slightly dirtier. It increases the pressure and certainly sounds a bit louder at the bottom there. So pots and pans come out relatively clean on that. I've yet to use that, which I think is for glasses. Yeah, gentle, haven't used that. Quick power wash I have used, so that's really good. Under an hour, you know, if you really need stuff, if you are cooking perhaps or having people over and you need stuff done quickly, that does do a really good job. Again, not so good on drying, but, you know, super fast for washing. And then intensive, definitely use on pots and pans. I think you can select the intense zone as well, so if it's really kind of scummed on stuff, that's the way to go for that. And then obviously by pressing that button, it gets you into all the other programs. So normal 60 I've used once or twice. Can't say there's a hell of a difference between using that or the Echo Auto program. Obviously it just uses more water and electrics, so there's, you know, it's just about the temperature, I guess, if you want things to be a bit more hygienic. Extra quiet I haven't used, which I do want to test out actually for YouTube. It's a fairly quiet dishwasher anyway, but it would be good just to kind of sign that out. Solar Save is for, I think, hot water connections. So if you have hot water coming in straight to the dishwasher, I guess from solar panels or something, that's the program for that. Hygiene at 70, so I think that's probably really good for families with baby stuff. I've not used that one yet at all, but it's good to know, you know, it gets pretty hot. Pasta and paella I've definitely used quite a few times, so I tend to cook quite a lot of rice and quite a lot of pasta. That kind of starchy deposit left at the base of pots is quite annoying, and this does a fairly good job of it. So interestingly, there isn't a temperature indicated there. I'm not sure what it is. It must be pretty hot and it's pretty intense, but it does do a really good job of pots and pans after you've cooked those two things. Glasses, again, I haven't used, and the maintenance program I've yet to use as well. Finally, of course, the dishwasher is smart and connects to the Miele app via Wi-Fi. You use that if you're going to start it remotely. I think when that's turned off, you can't. So that's got to be on in order for you to start the dishwasher with your phone. So you can close the door, and then when you're out, work or whatever, you can start any of the cycles I've just shown you with the AutoDos and any options all available on there. I quite like the app because you can keep an eye on when the dishwasher is going to finish and also monitor the consumption and energy usage. So that's really handy, just, you know, as you're fathoming out which programs to use, and the cost of water and electricity perhaps is a concern there. It's also compatible with Amazon Alexa, so if you have any sort of Alexa smart devices, you can just ask Alexa what time the dishes are going to be done. It doesn't have any sort of floor projector or anything. When it's on, there's a red light from the button. I'm not too fussed about there being no sort of projection, because more often than not, I'm not in here looking at it, I'm looking at my phone, so all the information's there through the app. Alexa, ask Miele what time the dishwasher will be finished.
The dishwasher will be done at 16:40.
So I hope that gives a really good overview of the dishwasher. All in all, I'm pretty happy with it. As I said, we had a bumpy start with the first version of the model below, unfortunately developing a fault, but touch wood, this one's been good. So I hope this helps anybody looking, and do put any questions in the comments and I'll do my best to answer them.